Hey everyone, I'm Dustin. I have nearly 20 years experience in the bike and e-bike industry, and today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about electric bike rickshaws. Stick around. All right, so today I'm going to tell you everything you must know about electric bike rickshaws, but before I do, hit the subscribe button below, stay in touch with us here at 630, be the first to know about all the new products we're releasing, giveaways we do, and of course new content about bikes, e-bikes, and accessories. So hit subscribe. All right, so right before me, I have the 630 electric bike rickshaw. These are becoming more and more popular, especially because they are such a great way to transport your children places, to take even adults on rides, to bring the whole family. They've become more practical in a lot of communities as a way of transportation. And there is a lot to know. So today we are going to unpack everything you must know if you're looking to get an electric bike rickshaw. Okay, let's start out with a few things. Number one is going to be motor size. And one thing I will talk about with these is, so this has a 500-pound capacity. Now, I've done a lot of test rides, and you can actually check out on our channel, if you search our channel for electric rickshaw or passenger tricycle. We've done demo rides with children on the back. We've done rides with adults on the back, and up to 500 pounds is what we advertise as a safe capacity. Now, if you're riding on flat ground, it's possible you actually can push the capacity even higher. But the one thing I will say is when you're gonna get an electric bike rickshaw, make sure you know who your passengers are gonna be and also the terrain you're going to be riding. Because if you're gonna be doing major hills with somebody and you want to put 350-pound rider on the back plus a 200-pound rider, flat ground, that'll be okay. Severe hills, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. That's why, number one, you have to pay attention to the motor. Now, this is a 750-watt front hub motor, gives you a lot of power. It actually caps out at about 1,100 watts of power. So what that means is these motors are designed for a certain capacity, but as the bike is required to output more power, it can actually hit a max level of output. So I've seen this get up to about 1,200 watts of max output. Now, one thing you should know in the state of California here, I can't speak for every state, but you should check your local laws. 750 watts for an e-bike is actually the maximum allowable amount of power on an e-bike to be street legal, riding around in bike lanes, things of that nature. If you're gonna take it off-road, that's a whole other animal. So if you want to be in the bike lane, you want to be cruising to the beach, doing things like that, you're going to have to make sure that your motor is under 750 watts of power. So you really have to consider the motor. I think you're going to want at least a 750 watt motor, especially if you're transporting people. I haven't seen anything less than that, but if you're going to be on flat ground, you could possibly consider 500 watts of power. I don't think it'll save you that much money in the long run though. So definitely look at 750 watts of power. Now, in all the e-bike rickshaws that I've seen, including the 630 electric bike rickshaw, it's going to be a front hub motor. The reason for this is it's just simpler, and the benefit of that actually, if the motor were to ever go out, and that's a big deal on something like this, right? When you're talking about several $1,000 purchase, this is going to actually be a fairly easy repair. Like at 630, we're going to stock these and have these on hand. So if the motor ever goes out, it's going to be as simple as unplugging one wire. That's the only connection right here. Take the wheel out, replace the wheel, and now you're back up and riding again. If you were to have a motor back here somewhere, let's say underneath, it'd be a lot more challenging to replace that or repair that. And quite honestly, it's very uncommon to see a tricycle with the motor in the back here. Now, you could also get the mid-drive motor that's located here. Again, most commonly they're front hub motors, and I think for simplicity of replacing parts and the long-term ownership, the front hub motor is actually a better option, and the majority I've seen on the market are set up that way as well. Now, when we talk about battery sizes, and you're doing some with a rickshaw, you're gonna want a very big battery, right? Because when you talk about range of batteries across all e-bikes, you see a lot of advertised ranges, up to 60 miles, 50 miles. That is really all dependent on a few factors, including the weight of the riders or the load of the riders. Because in this case, you're going to have a driver and potentially, you know, up to 2 adults back here or 3 children, and up to 400 pounds on the back here. So the battery is going to be greatly affected by that. Then you add in things like hills, and then what level pedal assist you're using or what throttle you're using. It's going to drain the battery quicker. So now this is a 48 volt, 21 amp hour battery. That's a huge battery. In a typical e-bike, if you were talking about 1 passenger, this battery is going to get you 60 miles, probably pretty easily, to be honest. Now, when you add on the passengers, the range on an electric bike rickshaw, you're going to be looking at anywhere from 10 miles to 60 miles. And it's a big range because flat ground is going to have a huge impact for that. Even if you have a lot of weight on this, but you're sticking to flat ground, the battery is going to last you a long time. Now, also factoring into that equation is, are you using the throttle or are you using pedal assist? How are you actually powering the bike? That's going to also dictate the range. But we at 630 on our electric bike rickshaw have put the largest possible battery we think for the price point on this e-bike. You could also carry an extra battery with you. But again, you're going to get, you know, at least 20, 30 miles on this thing. If you think about going, if you really want to consider going over that, I would say you could just buy an extra battery. I don't think you need any larger battery than this already comes with. Okay, now the other thing you must know about the electric bike rickshaws is they're going to have 2 modes, or maybe not all of them will have 2 modes, but a great idea is to have 2 modes, right? Which is the pedal assist and the full throttle electric option. So in this case, it's a thumb throttle here, and it's very simple. You just push that down and the bike will go. And if you want to see a full-on demonstration of me riding this particular model, you can check our YouTube and just type in rickshaw or two passenger tricycle, things like that, and you can find the actual demo, how we use the throttle. So you're gonna have a throttle up here. This is actually great on something like this because when you have the weight on the back, you're gonna pull that throttle and it gets the bike going. So it's really beneficial and really helpful, especially when you're coming from a dead stop and you've got a ton of weight on the back. Now, in addition to that, you will have the pedal assist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 giving you the most assistance, 1 giving you the least. And you'd be surprised, even with the weight on the back on flat ground, even if you just put this in like level assist 2, you're gonna be able to get good assistance and it's gonna be enough to get you moving and get you rolling. So if you're searching for an e-bike rickshaw, I recommend having both options available because you don't always need to be using the full throttle. Honestly, like I said, if you're cruising on flat ground and like level assist 3, the bike is gonna do most of the work for you. And you're not gonna have to put that much effort in, and you're gonna preserve a lot of the battery by using the pedal assist versus using the throttle. Now, I'll be honest, I've put a lot of miles on this particular e-bike rickshaw here, and I use both. Starting and stopping, I use the throttle. When I'm on a flat ground, really cruising down, with my kids on the back, I'll put it into pedal assist and I can pedal easy and still let the bike do the work. Then when I want to brake, I can use the throttle also. So it's just about where am I riding, what type of mood am I in, do I want exercise, do I not want exercise? All right, so the other thing too about e-bike rickshaws and rickshaws I've seen, because you see rickshaws in cities, right, things that transport people. The one thing about this particular e-bike rickshaw is this is really geared for, now it can do both commercial use or recreational home use, but it's really geared to be able to be stored in a garage. And again, I've got another video on YouTube where I get into the dimensions of it. I measure everything here, but you're gonna see a lot of e-bike rickshaws and you're gonna see the back come somewhere like back to here, right? And it's a much bigger contraption that's going on back here. And it's going to complicate the entire setup in the sense that it's going to make it longer, harder to store. This actually is only a few inches longer than even a traditional electric tricycle. So that's the beauty of this e-bike rickshaw, is this could be stored in your garage, basically no different than a regular electric trike, but you still have the seat back here. Like I said, if you're looking for something that you see, like I've seen them in New York City or other cities where you're transporting people, they're just so much bigger, so much clunkier, and you could never in a million years bring that with you. Now, Don't get me wrong, this is still a heavy object to actually transport in a car or bring with you someplace, but in terms of storage, this is going to be more easily kept in a garage so you can use it for at-home recreational use. And don't forget, check out that video because you can see that. And you still have a little plate here. Basically, the extra range you're getting here on this trike is about this much where the plate is here. So riders can just comfortably sit back here and have their feet positioned right on this plate while you go for a nice ride. Okay, in addition to that, the wheels. So you can see in the rear here, we have 20-inch fat tire wheels. In the front, we have a 24-inch fat tire. The benefit of this is keeping the rear end lower to the ground. So you have a lower center of gravity, which is going to provide for a safer ride. And we have the 24-inch in the front. So you've kind of got it arced back. This is good because we want to have the weight in the rear here to make sure when you have passengers, you're not going to tip and it's balanced and it's safe to ride. And the fat tires are also beneficial because you're going to have that much more rubber hitting the ground, just for a cushier ride, but also for more balance. A narrow tire with these kind of passengers really isn't going to be, in my opinion, the safest bet. So if you're shopping out there for an e-bike rickshaw, look for something with a fatter tire. It's going to be more beneficial, more stable, easier for the riders to balance. Now, the other thing I will say too is the frame design. Now with the 6301, we've designed it to actually be a comfortable riding position for the rider. You can see for me right now, my back is upright, my arms are relaxed. I've seen other ones where a little more aggressive of a riding position. We really geared this so somebody could actually ride this who wants to ride a tricycle. And even if you don't want to put passengers back there, you can still have the seat on. Or if you'd like, you can take the seat off and just ride this like a normal electric tricycle. But again, we've positioned it so the rider can ride in a comfortable position. Back upright, arms relaxed, no tension on your arms, your lower back, your knees, things like that. So again, you have to think about your use case, how you're going to be riding it, and what is most important to you. At 630, we like to think about the rider and the position they're going to go in. Last thing I will say, if you're looking for an electric bike for 2 passengers, electric trike for 2 passengers, the beauty of this one in particular as well is you can remove this seat if you really wanted to. And 630 is actually going to come out with a basket that can replace this seat. So if you really wanted to take this off, now you're riding it like a normal tricycle. So this can double up. This can be your personal electric tricycle. It can also be your personal electric transportation for your family or other riders, whoever wants to come with you. So I think that pretty much sums it up. If you're in the market for an e-bike rickshaw, those are the factors and things that I think you should look for. These are a lot of fun, great to have. This can replace your transportation, a car transportation, and just be a great way to get around a community. So if you have any other questions about this electric bike rickshaw or anything else, please comment below or email us, the team at sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. Also, if you're in the market for an e-bike rickshaw, check this out on our website right now, sixthreezero.com. Or if you're in the market for an e-bike and you just don't know which one is right for you, take our proprietary body fit quiz on our website. Answer a few questions about your body and your life, and under 2 minutes, we'll recommend the perfect e-bike for you. And we have a 30-day test ride your e-bike policy. If you don't love it in 30 days, send it back. No questions asked, no money out of your pocket. And on this e-bike rickshaw, full 1-year warranty. If anything goes wrong in 1 year, we'll replace anything, keep you up and running, make sure that you love your electric bike rickshaw. Lastly, join our community, our Facebook peddlers group, and download our app. You can talk to other riders that have 630s prior to purchasing, watch how they log their miles on the app. Then when you have your 630 bike, track your rides on the app, compete on the leaderboard, and of course, make new friends in the Facebook peddlers group. All right, so thank you for sticking around, and don't forget, it's your journey, your experience. Enjoy the ride.